My name is David Mitchell. I want to introduce you to my company, Telemed Consultations. We work with all sorts of telemedicine providers across the United States. Our goal at Telemed Consultations is to provide our clients and our customers the very best in the latest telemedicine technology out there today. One of the things that we have for the consumers, for you, for myself, and for other people that need to speak to the doctors is an excellent opportunity to save money. Let's say that you get sick. You're sick in the middle of the night. You know that you may be too sick to go to work. You know that you really need to talk to a doctor. You need to see a doctor. But you wonder, how can I see a doctor before I have to go to work? Well, now you can. Through our company and the agreement that we have with a group of board-certified, state-licensed doctors, you can actually have that consultation that evening by calling a number, and that number will connect you with a doctor that is state-licensed in your area. Or let's say that maybe you wake up and you're sick and you would like to speak to the doctor the next morning and find out what's wrong. Well, you can go ahead and schedule an appointment for then, or schedule an appointment at any point in time. The doctors that we work with will contact you back at that scheduled appointment time. Let me tell you a little bit about my first experience with these services. I had signed up for the program myself through this group of doctors and had not used it, and thought, well, I've been sick now for a couple of weeks and it was just beginning to get worse. So I called the doctors, this company that we work with, that I have a membership with, just like you will have a membership with. We represent these doctors, and scheduled my appointment for 8 o'clock that evening. I'd called at 3 o'clock. I was in the middle of, in between some appointments. I knew that I was going to be busy for the rest of the day. So I called at that point in time, scheduled an appointment for 8 o'clock. The doctor called me at 8 o'clock on the nose. I don't know about you, but usually when I actually go to a doctor's office, I don't get to see the doctor at the point in time that it's scheduled. He's usually a little bit running late, or actually I've been to a doctor's office before and he had delayed and was still at the hospital and I had to reschedule my appointment. So here, that's not going to happen to you. Let me continue on with my experience. He called me at 8 o'clock right on the nose, very polite, said, "Mr. Mitchell, what seems to be the problem today?" And I explained to him the situation, all my issues. And after he asked me several questions, and then he said, "Mr. Mitchell, you have a sinus infection, and we can treat that and help make you better." So he told me some things that I needed to do. And then he started talking to me about an antibiotic. He said, "We need to get you started on an antibiotic regimen to get rid of this." So he asked me some questions about if I was allergic to any particular antibiotic. And I told him no. And then he said, "Well, let me tell you about one that I think that will solve your problem." We talk about it. But then about 2 or 3 minutes later, he says, "Well, I've sent that prescription to your local pharmacy and you will be able to pick it up." So I told him, I said, "Thank you very much, doctor. I really do appreciate this." And we hung up. The amount of time, it only took 15 minutes for that consultation. Just think about how much it would have cost you or me if I would have had to driven to a doctor's office. It took time to schedule that, driven to a doctor's office, tried to find a place to park, and then spent the $100 to see the doctor. Now, my wife has had the same positive experience with talking with these doctors. She had an issue. She had been sick for several days, but she couldn't take off time to go to work. And I kept saying, "Well, you need to call our doctors and get this taken care of." Well, we were traveling out of state to see some friends and relatives, and we live in Tennessee now, but we're from Alabama, and we were going to Alabama to see our relatives. She called the service. She scheduled her. She told them that she needed to be able to speak to the doctor. but when she would be able to talk to the doctor, she would be in the state of Alabama. So they had a doctor that was state licensed in Alabama call her back within about 30 minutes. The doctor diagnosed her situation and sent the prescription to a pharmacy that was on our way to our destination. So as a result, we were able to pick up that medicine and not delay our trip, and everything worked out great because my wife was able to take the medicine, get to feeling better, and by the time Monday rolled around, she was able to go back. On Thanksgiving morning, our daughter woke up sick. She had been having a runny nose and all, but it had gotten worse. She woke up sick. She was coughing. She had mucus coming out of her nose and her mouth. She was coughing up. She had a fever. And so we decided, well, she really needs to talk to a doctor. We called this service, and my wife spoke with them. Within 30 minutes, a pediatrician called back, talked to my wife. They were able to send a prescription for amoxicillin to the local pharmacy that we could pick up before we had to go out of town on our trip. Now, if we would have taken our daughter to a doctor on Thanksgiving morning, it would have had to have been an urgent care. Now, we all know that urgent cares charge about $150 for you to see them. So, as a result, there was no charges from a urgent care facility. Our pharmacy, Kroger, was actually closed that day. So I had found a pharmacy, a local pharmacy, CVS, that was going to be open till 2 o'clock. So they were able to fill this prescription and help my daughter feel better. But most of all, we were able to get going on our trip, and our doctor was able to talk to us about her daughter and get medicine prescribed for her, where she could get to feeling better. And the biggest thing is she was able to get to feeling better, but yet she was not contagious for the other people, other kids that were going to be around her on the holiday. These are 3 instances where my family has utilized the telemedicine doctors to diagnose our situation and get the issues fixed with medicine. We did not have to leave home to go to the doctor. We were able to talk to the doctor over the telephone. There's also abilities to be able to talk to the doctor via the computer as I'm speaking with you right now through this videotape. You can have an computer consultation, a video consultation with the doctor. Now, let's just talk a little bit about the costs. If you had to go to urgent care, and let's say you went to urgent care 4 times during the year, let's say you went to a doctor 4 times during the year, so you spent $400 at the doctor, $600 at urgent care for you and your family, you would have spent $1,000. With this service, for only $20 per month, you have unlimited 24-hour, 7-day-a-week access to a doctor that can consult with you and prescribe medicine if necessary. So $1,000 minus $240 is $760 that you would have saved by having this service. Most of all, you're going to save your time by having this service. And I didn't even talk about the work that you would have to miss and the money that you would lose for not being at work. This is an excellent service, and I would suggest and hope that you see the benefit and sign up for it today on our website, telemedicine, for these telemedicine services at telemedconsultations.com. telemedconsultations.com. My name is David Mitchell. You can actually Google me on the internet for David Mitchell Telemedicine, and you will see the different companies that I have that's associated with telemedicine. Again, telemedicine is here now, and it's going to be going along way into the future. Just like the internet back many years ago, it was only utilized by scientists, and then the internet became industrialized, and everyone is utilizing the internet now. If you're looking at me now and you're seeing this video, you're seeing it via the internet. Well, over the past 10 to 15 years, doctors and hospitals have utilized telemedicine to consult with one another. Now, with the increased technology that is out there, it's available to everyone. And now the government is recognizing telemedicine. So telemedicine is here to stay. And if you want to learn more and more about telemedicine, go to my website, telemedicine, my telemedicine website, and it is telemedconsultations.com. I also have a company, usbenefitsbrokers.com. There I have other services and other discount medical packages that you can get in addition to the telemedicine services. But again, my name is David Mitchell. David Mitchell Telemedicine. Google it. You'll find me. telemedconsultations.com. My cell phone number, if you want to discuss this and see how it can benefit your family or your employees at work. If you're a business owner, you need this service for your employees. Your employees will love you. It will increase your productivity because you have everyone at work. And it will actually decrease your costs. But again, my number is 865-456-1558. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a blessed day.